My 2026 buyer's guide has seen a return of some familiar faces, as well as some exciting new contenders. This year there are 10 categories of car, and in each category there are 3 top picks. Let's get into it. When talking small vehicles, the French normally know how to make a good one. The 5th generation Renault Clio is no different. This generation was launched back in 2019 and underwent a significant facelift which boosted its appeal back in 2023. The Clio has a great balance between ride and handling and boasts a very well finished interior for small car standards. At 391 litres, the boot is even larger of that of a VW Golf. And for the very reasonable cash price of £21,795 in mid-spec Techno Plus trim and top-of-the-range hybrid powertrain, you don't feel short of change either when it comes to standard equipment. This car comes with heated seats, as well as all-round parking sensors as standard. Overall, a car fully deserving of my top small vehicle pick. The Renault 5 is the electric sister car of the Clio, and beyond having the coolest styling in the class, it has some strong fundamentals for a small car. For starters, at £23,945 in Techno Plus trim and top spec 150 horsepower powertrain, the Renault Clio is one of the cheapest electric cars out there. On top of that, the Renault Clio is great to drive, has good boot space, and is very refined at speed. The only drawback with this car is that the rear seats are quite cramped, but other than that, it's an excellent small car. The final car on my top 3 is the MG3. The MG3 is the cheapest small car on this list at £19,245, and for that small price, you get a lot of performance. The 1.5 litre hybrid can propel the car to 60 miles an hour in just 6.7 seconds, and because it's a hybrid, is efficient at doing so. Other attributes include an intuitive infotainment system and a good comfort handling balance as well. Unfortunately, MG has a rather poor reliability record, and the MG3 has quite a small boot for the class standards. Nonetheless, it's a great small car. Next up is the small family vehicle category. My top pick is the all-electric Skoda Elroq. With Skoda's new naming strategy, it's difficult to know the difference between an Elroq, an Enyaq, and an Epic, but what isn't difficult is concluding that the Elroq is an excellent small family SUV. The Elroq is comfortable yet sharp to drive, has a refined driving experience with limited wind and road noise, and has a decent range of 355 miles. The infotainment system is brisk to operate, the interior quality is strong, and the practicality is excellent, whether that's from the perspective of the car's rear occupants or your luggage in the boot. All this comes in at a very reasonable price of £37,000 in my recommended SEL spec with the larger battery. Overall, it's an excellent small family SUV. My second pick is the Honda Civic. Now in its 11th generation, the Civic is powered by a 2-litre self-charging hybrid, and it delivers great performance and efficiency. The Civic is also great to drive, and has a far nicer interior than its direct rival, the Toyota Corolla, and also has a very practical boot. Although you have to pay quite a bit of money to get yourself behind the wheel of a Civic at £32,445, and road noise is quite a bit higher than you might expect, you're rewarded by excellent reliability and a warranty. My final pick is the Kia EV3. When I did a cross comparison between the Kia EV9 and the used VW iX, I wasn't overly kind towards the Kia, with one of my biggest gripes being the poor interior quality for the price. In the much smaller EV3 though, which has a pretty much identical interior to the EV9, it's far more acceptable, despite not being quite as nice as the Skoda Elroqs. To make up for this interior though, you get an excellent 375 mile range, and great visibility, a comfy ride, a long warranty, and lots of equipment as standard. With the largest battery in the bottom spec, it's £1,000 cheaper than the Elroq, but given the worse interior quality, slightly worse driving dynamics, and smaller actual footprint of the car, I don't think it represents quite as good value as the Elroq. Still, nonetheless, a great small family SUV. The next category is the large family car. Essentially, this includes saloons as well as fastbacks. Estates will be featured in the next category. My top pick is Skoda yet again with the Superb. The Superb has superb practicality, strong refinement, and a comfortable ride. And it's nice to see that it's still available with a 2-litre diesel as well. The Superb and the Kodiaq are also the only Skodas to feature the smart dials, which are a lot more intuitive to use than the purely touchscreen based controls. The only gripe is that the good ride is only achieved with the optional dynamic chassis control pack, which costs £1,300. My second pick is a premium choice, that being the BMW 3 Series. The 3 Series is good at all the normal 3 Series stuff, like driving dynamics and powertrain choice. But this generation also has great interior quality, a comfy ride, a pretty respectable reliability record, but the main drawbacks are a small boot in the plug-in hybrid, which is the one I recommend, the fiddly infotainment controls, and when you start to add options, it suddenly becomes quite pricey. In my recommended 330e M Sport plug-in hybrid configuration, the car starts from around £48,000. My final pick is the all-electric BYD Seal. From a subjective perspective, the Seal is one of the better looking executive cars on the market, but the Seal is more than just style over substance. The Seal is comfortable yet fun to drive, has great interior quality, and gets lots of standard kit. Coming from China, the Seal of course has excellent onboard technology as well. Best of all is the performance though. In my recommended excellent configuration, the car can do 0 to 60 in just 3.6 seconds, all while retaining a decent 323 mile range. The main drawbacks are some fiddly infotainment ergonomics. When you take performance out into consideration, it's quite a pricey car, starting at around £49,000 in this excellence trim. In other markets like Australia, I know the Seal is a lot better value. Next up is the estate car class. Yet again, my top pick is the Skoda Superb Estate. All the same pros and cons as before, but this time with an even bigger boot. My second pick is the BMW 530e. The new 5 Series is great to drive, has a well finished interior, and is well refined. Overall, it's exactly what you'd expect from a premium estate car. The main drawbacks are a shorter all-electric range than the equivalent E-Class at 59 miles, and a smaller boot than that car as well. My third pick is the VW ID7. At over £55,000 in my configuration, it's quite pricey, but for your money you do get a great range of 422 miles, a huge boot, great ride comfort, and much better quality than other recent VWs. It's a great all-rounder, but the poor visibility and aforementioned high price let the side down. The most popular class of car is the family SUV, and the Kia Sportage, which was the second most popular car in the UK for 2024, is fully deserving of that position, unlike the Nissan Juke, which was the fourth best-selling car, which definitely does not deserve that position. It's well refined, has good infotainment ergonomics, a great driving position, a practical boot, a long warranty, and has a competent ride and handling balance. It's worth sticking to the lower trims, which are well priced, with my recommended GT line trim costing £33,000. Up next is a rather left field choice which I've been banging on about for quite a while on this channel. The all-electric DS number 8 is an extremely good electric SUV from a brand well known for failures like the DS9. With a 446 mile range, the DS number 8 has one of the longest electric ranges on the market. On top of that, it has a comfortable ride, a beautiful interior, a refined driving experience, and an easy to use infotainment system. At £55,000 with a bigger battery, I don't think it's too badly priced for a premium brand either. The big drawback with this car is practicality, with pretty poor rear seat space and a smaller boot than rivals. If practicality isn't a big deal though, this would definitely be my top pick for someone looking to get a premium electric vehicle. Originally in my buyer's guide, I had the Renault Scenic as my third pick. This electric SUV has a great range and is well priced, but is slightly let down by the driving experience. Upon reading reviews of the BMW iX3 though, this premium electric SUV seems like the obvious choice for this category. With a 498 mile range, I think I'm right in saying this SUV has the longest range for an electric vehicle in the UK market. As well as that, it has a plush ride, a practical interior, and a fast 800 volt architecture, an intuitive infotainment system, and a great driving position. The new iX3 definitely comes across as one of the first of a new generation of electric vehicles. Overall, it's a compelling car, with the main drawback being a lack of physical control for the infotainment system, and a reasonably high price for now at least. Another new category for this year is the 7-seater SUV. The Hyundai Santa Fe may have divisive looks, but it's just about as practical as a vehicle can get. It also has a comfy ride, a long warranty, and a well-equipped interior. Unfortunately, it only has a 4-star safety rating in the lower trim, and the 1.6 only produces adequate performance, with 0 to 60 taking 9 seconds, which is quite long. Peugeot 5008 is an extremely practical, albeit not quite as practical alternative to the Santa Fe. It has a good riding and handling balance, an upmarket interior, and quiet driving manners at speed. Like the Santa Fe though, it only has a 4-star safety rating, although this 4-star is across the range, and only has 2 ISOFIX points, which is pretty disappointing in a car of this size. The infotainment system isn't the easiest to navigate either. Although the 5008 is £5,000 cheaper than the Santa Fe at £43,000, it's not quite as well rounded of a car. Third up is the BMW X7. The X7 is pretty much unfaultable despite being around for a while now. It has an excellent ride, great powertrains, superb interior practicality and quality as well. Of course, this all comes at a price though. £97,000 to be precise if you want one in M Sport trim with the 3-litre diesel. The BMW 4 Series is my top coupe and convertible pick. Annoyingly, BMW has slimmed down the engine configuration quite drastically, and you're left with the 420i, which is rather underpowered, and the more powerful M440i, with nothing in between. Fortunately, the 4 Series is great to drive, comfortable, and in this M440i configuration, it has rapid acceleration, taking 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. The Mercedes CLE takes a rather different approach to the 4 Series, with a priority on comfort and refinement, which it does very well. I would choose it in a rather expensive CLE 450 guise, because the 6-cylinder engine in this configuration is a gem. It doesn't take the win though, because interior quality isn't quite as good as the 4 Series, and it's quite a bit more expensive than the 4 Series as well. Other than the 4 Series and the CLE, your choices of car in this class are rather limited. The MG Cyberster may be a flawed car with a mediocre driving experience and poor infotainment ergonomics, but at least it offers excellent performance with 0 to 60 dealt with in 3.2 seconds, as well as a high quality interior and comfortable ride. Overall, it's better to view this car as a mini electric GT as opposed to a heart-thrilling sports car. In the luxury vehicle segment, the BMW X7 takes the win again, with an overall package that's better than the traditional low-riding luxury saloon rivals. Second is the BMW i7 though. It has an excellent level of refinement and quality, plus lots of onboard tech. It's just a shame that the range is nothing spectacular, especially when compared with the Mercedes-Benz EQS. My recommended executive pack, which adds a fold-down TV, is also rather pricey at £11,000. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class is best bought as a plug-in hybrid, with an excellent 60 plus mile range. The ride is also super comfortable, but it's just a shame that the quality and the refinement doesn't quite match the BMW. The fun car category encompasses anything from hot hatches to sports cars, and much like last year, my top pick is the Lotus Emira. The Emira follows the classic sports car recipe, and is far easier to live with than Lotuses of old. The Lotus Emira has great handling, a vocal engine, a good ride quality for UK roads, and the interior is very pleasant, although not quite as nice as the interior found in the Porsche Cayman. The styling is the closest you'll get to a supercar without actually paying supercar money. My runner-up is the BMW M2. It definitely doesn't have the agility of the Lotus, but it places a lot of emphasis on fun. The steering is nice, and classic BMW, you get the sensation of being pushed out of corners. The car can now be fitted with a manual gearbox at no extra cost as well. The Mazda MX-5 might have been around for eternity, but if anything, that's probably a good thing. This lightweight sports car is super fun to drive due to its low rate and forgiving ride, and the performance from the 2-litre engine is also fairly nippy, and running costs will be significantly lower than all the other cars mentioned in this list. The recent refreshers also made the infotainment far more usable on a daily basis. It's worth pointing out though that the MX-5 isn't great if you're a tall driver, and the refinement is pretty poor. My final category of cars is performance cars, and my top pick is the BMW M3 Touring. It's unchanged from the last 2 years because it just does everything you need from a performance car right, with a sprinkle of extra practicality on top. It's easily a 10 out of 10 car. Up second is the Kia EV6 GT. In terms of performance, you cannot beat an EV, especially for the price. For only £60,000, this family electric car does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, and in a car-wow drag race, it demolished the Ferrari Purosangue, which cost more than 5 times as much as well. If you ask me, the Kia EV6 looks better than the Ferrari as well. As well as being monstrous in a straight line, the EV6 GT is fun to drive, has fast charging, lots of kit, and can simulate real gears. The main issue is that the range is a little low at 279 miles, and the closely related Hyundai Ioniq 5N is even better to drive. By far the most expensive car in this video is the Aston Martin DB12, but money no object, this is by far the best GT car you can get. The interior is exquisite, it's beautiful to drive, and also supremely comfortable. It also doesn't have that I'm an influencer look about it, just very tasteful all-rounder if you can afford it at £212,000.